Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Kyle Keller, of course, driver of the number 12 for Kyle Keller Motorsports in the ARCA Menards Series West. How's it going?
Great. How about you?
Doing well. So what's it like to get out there? I know you've ran in ARCA West in the past, but this is your own deal. You're going full time. Your car kind of looks like your paint scheme kind of looks like one of Jimmy Johnson's old schemes. Was that first off, how are you, man?
Great. The paint scheme was, my sponsor from Third Eye, her favorite driver was Jimmy Johnson, and you know how Jimmy Johnson's not there anymore at Lowe's, and she kind of wanted to do throwbacks. So we had Cal Designs do a rendering of it, and that's might be a possible paint scheme. It's still in talk, but if that's the paint scheme, I think it's pretty cool too.
Yeah. So what made you want to decide to start your own team and kind of go along with that?
I have my dad, John Keller, and my manager, Steve Bohannon. We did Pro Late Models at Madera last year, trying to go for a championship. And, after that season, we were like, no, we always wanted to do ARCA. We ran for Jerry Pitts a couple of times. And we were able to get in talk with some people, and we were able to buy our own ARCA car.
Yeah. So right now, how many cars do you have?
We will have a circle track car and a road course car.
Oh, nice. So what made you, so if you look at the ARCA West season so far, I mean, there's a lot of races out there. I know the lineup is still trying to get put together, but what's it going to be like to go up against, the BMRs, the Sunrise team, and then everybody else? Because we know ARCA West was crazy last year.
No, yeah. I'm going to have some help behind us, to walk us through the season, of course. But, Jake Drew, I've raced against him last year. He's pretty fast. And Austin Herzog, I grew up against him going at Madera and stuff like that. So I already kind of have, somewhat of a rendering and like what my drivers and how their driving styles are. So, I think we'll have a good season and try to run down all these kids.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16. I can see you are. You know how I know you're 16? Because I still see you have your braces in.
Yeah. I got them in 10th grade. I'm 11th now. So. Yeah.
Nice. Well, the thing is, Maggio used to have them. Mason Maggio used to have them for a long time, and then he just got off them. Was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So, by the way, is that just out of curiosity? Is that tough to race them when you have that in your mouth? Do you have to wear like a mouth guard or something?
No, the first time I actually had braces, it was at my home track at the bull ring, and the cheek pads like smush your face, so it kind of was getting stuck on my cheeks. But now that I've got used to them, it's easier now.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, that's something. So, out of all the tracks that you've been to, I know that we didn't go to a lot. Curran is back on the schedule. Evergreen's back on the schedule as well. We got some more places. We're going to Portland twice. We're going to Irwindale twice. We're going to Phoenix twice.
Yeah.
We're also going to go to Sonoma and some other fun places. But overall, you got a lot. What's going to be the track that you're most looking forward to? And you cannot say all of them.
I actually have two. I'm really excited for Phoenix just because Cup's going to be there, and it's a fast racetrack. I'm like, I love fast, and then Sonoma, of course. I've never been to a road course in my life. I've never drove a road course car, so I think it's gonna be a learning curve. But I think Sonoma is gonna be a really fun track.
Yeah. So really, kind of going off that, you're only 16 years old. There are a lot of people there, but most of the drivers are maybe around your age. What's that like? And you already know. You've had relationships with a lot of the drivers you mentioned, like Jake Drew and Austin Herzog and all them. What's that going to be like?
I think it's going to be pretty fun. Running against other young drivers. They're around your driving style too. The adults. I've got to do it with the adults a couple of times on the racetrack. But when you're racing other kids and then you get out of the car, you can still hang out with them and do fun things behind the racing scene.
Yeah, for sure. So talk about just to clarify, who do you know who your crew chief is? Do you know also do you know what manufacturer you're on?
We have a Chevy and my dad is going to be my crew chief this year. And then we'll have some help behind with Jerry Pitts.
Nice. So overall, who build the cars and all that, and how How does that all work?
Well, we bought our car from John Krebs. He's up in like Roseville area in California. He ran with in the ARCA series a few years ago, or Canaan back then. But he has really good cars. I've already kind of ran with him, away from ARCA, and I think he has really good cars. So that's why we bought a car from him.
So the first race of the ARCA West season is at Phoenix. That's also a combination race with the main ARCA Menards Series. So you're going to see guys like race with Nick Sanchez, Raja Caruth, Daniel Dye, everyone that's going after the main ARCA Menards Series championship. And that's a big deal for a lot of the West guys, because now that they can match up with what it's going to be like with them. What's that going to be like racing with the main ARCA crowd?
I think it'll be pretty cool. You got way more cars, the ARCA West only, I think, averaged, I don't think that many last year. Well, they did, but, around 15-ish. But I think having over 30 cars, that's just a pretty big field. And racing against the East drivers, some of them are super, super fast. But, my main goal is to go down there and kind of reference off the other West drivers. So later in the season, I know, how our car is going to be.
So overall, what's going to be the outlook? What's the goal this season? What are reasonable, because this is your first full-time season. I know everybody wants to win, but what's going to satisfy you?
I want to get Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year, I think, will be a really good accomplishment. If we can get top 3 in the championship points too, I think that would be goal. But main goal is to get Rookie of the Year.
All right. Okay. So since we don't know a lot about you, let's kind of get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Yeah. I'm a 16-year-old from Las Vegas, Nevada. I grew up here. I go to a public high school, and I grew up racing out here in the bull ring in a Bandolero car. And 2016, Kenny Shepard started a junior late model program out at Madera Speedway, and I was in the inaugural junior late model series. I eventually grew up to modifieds, and I didn't think that was the right class to be, so I went back down to pro late models. Then I ran ARCA cars for a few races with Jerry Pitts. Did super late model races against Derek Thorne, people like that. So I think that's just kind of like the growth of my career in racing.
So you're from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Is that where you currently are, or have you?
Yeah. Born and raised here.
Nice. So of course, a lot of great drivers are from Las Vegas, Nevada. You got the Bush brothers, you got Kyle and Kurt, you have Riley Herbst, Noah Gregson, a lot of people from Las Vegas area. Of course, your home track, the Bull Ring. How excited are you to race there? Because I think you might have. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, I raced there. Out of the 3 races I've done Kern and 2 Vegases. The last Vegas I did, I was running 4th, but I kind of lost brakes a little bit with like 5 to go, so we got passed for 4th, so we finished 5th. But I think I'm really excited for that track the most, because I think I have the most chance of winning in that race than any of the others.
Would that be your first time there in an ARCA car?
No, I've ran 2 races.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Also, since you're 16, do you have your driver's license?
Yeah, I got it like 4 months ago.
Okay, so what's the best part about driving by yourself?
I don't know. It's kind of like when you're driving by yourself, you have nothing distracting you. Just, you can kind of just jam out if you got music or something like that. But I think it's pretty cool being by yourself and not having parents like right next to you, So I think it's kind of alone time, I guess.
Well, no, actually, then you have to navigate yourself through all the not so very good drivers that are out there.
Yeah, I've ran into a couple of those already.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so what's your go-to place for food out in Vegas?
Oh, go-to place. Probably Texas de Brazil. It's you can get all you can eat meat, so I think that's the go-to place.
Yeah, for sure. Favorite sports team? Do you root for any? Are you a fan of other sports, or are you just a racing guy?
For sports, I only like players. For basketball, I like Kevin Durant. For quarterbacks, I like Peyton Manning when he played.
Yeah.
So I like certain players.
Have you been to a Raiders game or a Golden Knights game?
I've been to a Golden Knights game, not a Raiders.
Uh, yeah. So, I know that. Also, one thing about Vegas, have you been to the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop?
No, I haven't.
You got, yeah. A friend of mine just went there, so
Yeah.
if you're from there, it's curious. So, how many times have you been on the strip?
Probably only like 2 or 3 times, really. I've just, as a kid, it's like, well, as a race car driver, it's, you just want to race, and there's only literally one racetrack out here, so
Las Vegas.
it's either, yeah, it's that and the bull ring. There's no other racetracks. So I'm always traveling. So I'm barely in Vegas besides school and stuff like that, but I'm usually always traveling for racing.
So you're in school, public school, you're going to a physical school. How are you going to manage all that with all the racing stuff?
I miss Fridays, I've never done a big race, like a big race where I miss multiple days of school. But if it gets like that this year with maybe ARCA and stuff like that, then I possibly have to go to, online or something like that. But lately I've only had to miss like Fridays.
Wow. If you can still maintain that, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Kyle Keller, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Good luck this season. We'll have Kyle on throughout the year to talk about how he's doing out in the ARCA West series.
Thank you.